Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Bay. Today we are doing the 1-layer challenge, and I'll be quite honest with you, this challenge was a lot more difficult than I realized. I'm pretty heavily reliant on layers, but I want to try something different. So for the character, I drew Sakura. She's from Cardcaptors. They recently started up the anime again with Clear Card, so if you haven't checked that out, please do. It's super great so far. So I had to cut out my sketch to save some time because it took me a long time to get it right. And unfortunately, for some reason, when I tried to color, I was not able to use the multiply on my brushes like I had anticipated being able to do. So I had to end up just coloring over top of my whole sketch and unable to save the line work. Because of that, I had to treat this more like a digital painting rather than what I was hoping to do. I had seen this challenge from another artist here on YouTube named Drawing with Waffles. She had done the 1-layer challenge not long ago, and if you haven't checked it out, please go check out her channel. She's fantastic. I'll put a link in the description down below. She was able to do the multiply thing that I was trying to do. But maybe if I'd done this in Photoshop, it would have been a little different, size a little finicky with what you do with your brushes. So to start off, I went with the skin just to make it easy. I tried to get the base colors down first. I felt if I had tried to do the dress or the hair, I would have ended up mucking it up pretty bad. So I did a little bit of a color swatch in the beginning to get my colors down so that way I could remember, that way I have somewhere to kind of go back to the whole time. But to be honest, I think I end up using the little swatch chart that you can make in SAI up in the top corner later on. I didn't do anything particularly fancy with the shading or with the coloring on this. I tried to keep it as smooth as possible, but I really struggled without having my lines because digital painting is not something I'm very good at. I never have been. I really want to learn it, but I find it looks messy for me to do. I know other people, they can do stuff without the lines and it looks amazing, but I'm pretty heavy reliant on line art. I even struggle with just doing like a brown line art. I don't know why. So I finished coloring the skin. I went onto her hair. I was kind of disappointed because I had to cut out I went over all my hairlines and they were so pretty. And I kind of had to make them up as I went. It didn't turn out as nice as the sketch layer, but let's be real, I don't think anybody's really does. I think we're always really happy with our sketch. Then when we line art it, it's like, oh, what happened? The bucket tool wasn't working. I don't know why. I think I had to adjust a setting in it and it just wasn't working with me for this. Even though all my lines, in theory, were closed. Sometimes it's just a little finicky. Yeah, you can see I did it again. Just, some reason, it just wouldn't fill properly. But for her hair, I think was probably the second most difficult part I did. I put down all the base coat and I took the shading brush first and did all the shadows. I tried to make it look like it was actually hair the best I could. I'm not very good with digital hair, or, well, not even traditional hair now that I think about it. But getting it to not look like one huge chunk was really difficult for me, but I think I did alright. I think it looks more or less like hair. And it was fun to try and do something different with that. I thought it gave it a better texture than what I usually do. So, all things considered, I think I'm proud of it. It did take a while, though. For her eyes are pretty bright green. I probably should have gone a bit of a brighter green, but I really liked the way the three colors here blended together, so I kind of kept it the way it was, just because I thought it looked nice. I don't know why I didn't put her pupils in sooner. I kind of wish I did. She was pretty creepy to look at for a good chunk of the drawing. For her outfit, in the actual picture I used, like as a reference, it's official artwork, and it's supposed to be white, but I thought it would be pretty boring to have it all white like that. And to be honest, when I looked at the recording, it actually came out more pink than the original pieces, and I'm not really sure why it changed like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I liked the shading. I liked how it looked. On my canvas, it looks pretty ivory, but given it's supposed to be like cherry blossoms as our outfit, I think the pink looks pretty nice. It's nice and light, and it doesn't look weird against her skin. So I guess that's what's important at the end of the day, is that it looked good. For a lot of the blending, I use the blur brush. I couldn't figure out how to get my brushes, like my other ones, like, the marker brush or the water brush, anything like that. I couldn't figure out how to get it to work properly with what I was trying to do. This part, the bottom of her skirt, probably took the longest out of everything. I think out of all the time that I had recorded, it was probably an hour, maybe 45 minutes of just this skirt. And you might be thinking, oh, why? Why is it so hard? Well, it's not that it was hard, but not having layers made this really difficult for me to put stuff on. I mean, I had to trace around the dress, trying not to muck up the stuff I had already put down. You can see that I had gone in and done the pink, and then I realized, no, I probably shouldn't have done that. I'll do the bottom part first. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. So I filled it in, and this is what took me so long. You'll see here. I did my color swatch real quick, and I'm like, yeah, this will be super easy. Won't take that long. And then I started filling in. They're supposed to be petals. They're not that great, but I mean, at the time, I thought it was okay, and I'm going along, and then I realized I had to do the entire dress with only one layer. No copy paste, no nothing. So I was like, oh, that's not great. So I had to cut out a lot of video of me doing this dress, and the worst part was I even had to go back over it to do the shading and the shine over the petals. So that's why it took so long. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the effect came out pretty nice, and it looked really fluffy. But it was just so time consuming. My wrist was in pain by the end of it because it was just so much little loop-de-loop-de-loop. And I just, I'll probably never draw this dress again. Not without layers, something to make it a little easier, a different way to shade it. It was more effort than it was worth. And I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was. But apparently not. I even had to do this in 2 recordings just because it took so long to do. But after this was done, everything else came... yeah, you may have seen that my screen went white there. Inside, I have a button. You press D, and it deletes everything on that layer. I had like a mini heart attack, and all of a sudden, my whole picture was just erased, and I didn't remember why. I was like, oh my god! So, thankfully it was still there. Her dress is really cute, though. She's got these little gold accents going down from this top part. Top part's like a flower, like it's supposed to be the cherry blossom as well. And I think the gold is supposed to be the little, what are they called? The little scenty things. That's not what they're called. But yeah, I think it's supposed to represent the cherry blossom, and so does the little headphones that we'll get to a little later. And even on her gloves and her shoes, they've got these really cute petals, like petal-like look that you can do. Or that they do on it, and it looks really nice. I wasn't able to get quite the transparency I was looking for in those parts that are around her gloves and her sleeves, but all in all, I still really like how it turned out. For the dress, the dress. For the flower around the middle, it has a white middle with dark pink on the outside, and then it fades to light and then white. I did all the dark first because I figured it'd be easier to blend out, but I realized I probably should have just colored it all white and then gone from there. No, it still looks good. I went back initially because I realized I didn't have quite enough light, so I went in and added the light pink to make it look a little more close to the picture I had. To be honest, I haven't actually... This outfit's not in the series yet. There's only 1 episode out, which is kind of disappointing, but I'm trying to catch up on the manga real quick because I'm really excited for this. But the gold, I wish... I wanted to do something a little different, but I couldn't quite get it to look right because I had no line art, so it came out really bright across everything else. So I wasn't really happy with that. Later on, I end up fixing it a little bit, but having a nice line art would have been nice. I found it really difficult to trace over stuff I've already drawn, like that's already like set in colors and stuff like that, without a layer on top. Maybe after this, maybe I'll try practicing a little more digital painting, because all in all, it wasn't terrible to do. It's just, it was really difficult for me personally, because sometimes I have like 50 layers going on in my art. For her eyes, I just wanted them to stand out just a little bit. So I took the original color of my my sketch lines and just kind of went around her eyes, tidied them up a little bit, and then outlined them the way they weren't just blah, you know? Though I don't know if I should have left her pupil that color. I felt if I did it in black, though, it would have looked a little weird, you know? You'll see I kind of I went in with a darker color to see how it looked, and it looks so off, so I decided to change it, and I'm glad I did. It just kind of seemed to go better with everything else that I had going on. Sleeves, as you can see, I'm trying to make them sort of transparent, but I had to put on so much color, and like I said, on my canvas, it's actually a lot lighter than this, so I had a really hard time seeing what I was trying to color. So if I had gone like a darker shade or something like that, I would have been able to see it a little more and make it a little more transparent. I still think it looks nice. I mean, they don't have to be completely transparent, right? Because I think it's supposed to be some sort of not lace, but that other stuff that's on every Halloween costume that's a witch, you know? I don't know. But I really like the outfit in general. If I were to cosplay, I'd want this outfit, I think, from the new series so far. I really look forward to it. Cardcaptor Sakura has always had amazing costume designs, and it's like every cosplayer's dream. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at sewing. Last time I did any cosplay stuff, my buddy had to help me because I was super bad at it. I think they're headphones. Her headphones here, or headband. I blocked it in with solid color. I felt that was probably the best way to approach it, even though much like the center of the dress, it's white to pink to reddish color. I felt if I didn't do the pink down first, or the quote-unquote white, it looks pink in this. If I didn't do that first, it would just look very strange. It would be harder to color. So I put that down first, and then I went in with the red and then blurred it out, trying to get that nice gradient going on. Oh, I just love those gloves. And of everything in this drawing, it's going to sound silly, but my favorite thing is the gloves. They just look so nice. Yeah. I wanted to redraw the headphone, but with the one layer, it was too much work, and I was afraid I was going to mess up the hair, so I was just like, screw it, just leave it. It's good enough for now, right? But all in all, I think it turned out pretty good there. I can't seem to get the shape of the petals very well. And I actually didn't notice this when I did my sketch. I didn't notice that I did her headphones wrong here. There's actually a lot more of these little, I wish I knew what they were called. Little stick thingies. God, I wish I could remember what they're called. There was a lot more of those than I had anticipated, so I had to draw a little bit over her hair. These must be headphones. I'm pretty sure Sakura wears headphones in a lot of her costumes for communication. But they're just so cute. This whole outfit is just really cute. And I found since I didn't have any lines, I had to try and darken it around where the headphone met, so that way you could tell it was two different pieces. But it was pretty hard to kind of get the look I was going for. And for her shoes, the reference picture, it had a logo over top of the shoe, so I couldn't quite see the entire shoe. So maybe I should have just cut the shoes out. But I went with it. I did what I could based on what I saw. I tried to get it as close as I could see. So it seemed to be a runner sort of style with flower petal kind of look around it. Kind of looks like toes. Oops. And it had these cute little clasps over top in gold and a nice red outline, which unfortunately compared to everything else I had drawn was super, super bold. So that's where the line art would have come in handy. So I tried to block it in. I think I ended up trying to blur it out just a little bit to soften the look of it. I probably could have used a lighter color, but it was pretty red in the picture. Yeah, there I am blurring it out. It just, it doesn't look that good. I probably should have just left it. All in all, though, this was an interesting challenge for me. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in general. I really liked the picture, and the coloring was pretty good to me. I had to cut out later, but I did end up just kind of going around a quick line like I did the eyes on the outside of the drawing, and you guys will see that at the end. that's it for now. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. All right, bye.